Fun fact, Enneagram 6s wind up with Enneagram 9s all the time. This is perhaps the most common Enneagram relationship pairing of all 45 possible combinations, and there are a few key reasons why. First, Enneagram 6s are one of the most relationally oriented Enneagram types, just a notch below Type 2 helpers. Second, 9s are the most naturally accepting of all Enneagram types, so they pretty much go with everyone. They're kind of like the AB positive blood type of the Enneagram. And last, 6s and 9s have a boatload of shared and highly complementary traits. Now, if we look at the actual shape of the Enneagram, then you'll see that 6s and 9s are connected on the triangle rather than the hexad, which means they sync up via the lines of integration and disintegration. I personally believe that 6s often, but not always, kind of get the better of this deal because many of their best qualities, like having a calm, adaptable mindset, are reflected in the average 9's personality. And for 9s, some of their most troublesome qualities, like being anxious and indecisive, are reflected in the average 6's personality. That's because the 9's movement of disintegration is to the Type 6 loyalist, and the 6's movement of integration is to the Type 9 peacemaker. Now, if we follow this thread in the opposite direction, then we'll see that secure 9's integrate many behaviors that are more characteristic of a Type 3 achiever. This looks like the 9 confidently stepping out into the spotlight in pursuit of praise, success, and admiration. On the flip side, an insecure 6 often feels overwhelmed by the pressure to keep up with the expectations of their friends, family, or professional community, and so they get competitive and image conscious, kind of like unhealthy 3s. So you can see there's this huge orbit of shared personality traits and motivations that create such a natural sense of empathy and comfort between 6s and 9s, no matter how healthy or stressed they may be. Now, speaking of comfort, both 6s and 9s are most comfortable when things feel consistent, predictable, or familiar. After all, the core motivation of the 6 is to find security, and the core motivation of the 9 is to find peace of mind. These parallel motives usually lead this couple to create a very modest and very stable life together where they have a nice balance of shared routines and separate activities. While this couple is very good together, they're also very good apart from one another, as they both enjoy a fair amount of autonomy within their relationships. 6s and 9s just hate feeling smothered because it makes the 6 feel anxious and it makes the 9 feel exhausted. So they typically strike a nice balance between intimate quality time and then total separation. Okay, last trait worth noting is that both 6s and 9s often have an extremely high value for whatever they enjoyed as children, because again, they're very attached to what's familiar. So if they had similar traditions or grew up in the same city or had like a shared cultural heritage, then this couple is going to create an even stronger bond than they already do naturally. Okay, those are just a few of the major traits that 6s and 9s have in common. Time now to zoom in on what specifically attracts the Type 6 loyalist to the Type 9 peacemaker. Thank you so much for watching You've Got a Type. If you enjoyed that clip, then why not watch the full video it was taken from right here? And if you really enjoyed it, then maybe hit those like and subscribe buttons before you go. No pressure though. Just happy you're here.